left after Katrina without much of a choice. I had to go and make way to take care of my family. And once my job shut down on me, I just didn't stay. But I did not leave. I was rescued because I didn't expect what happened to happen.
Cuando íbamos entrando para Nueva Orleans, al ver lo que son los edificios destruidos, la gente por las calles pidiendo ayuda, quisimos casi regresarnos. Veníamos mi esposo y yo y mis niños en una van, lo que cupo en la van fue lo que nos trajimos. Y teníamos ganas de darle vuelta a la van y irnos.
It looked like a war zone. Oh my God. I didn't know water could do so much devastation.
I decided to stay in New Orleans because of my children. My middle son, he's 16, and he wanted to graduate from New Orleans. The rent is extremely high in New Orleans, where I once was paying $350 for rent. The same house is now like $1250. Rent has not doubled. People say double. It has tripled.
Since Katrina, there's so many homeless people. People who had homes and now they're living under the bridge.
I was in San Antonio after the hurricane. I had a nice job before the hurricane. I was assistant manager of a catering company. And after Katrina, I went to San Antonio, come back home, try to help rebuild. That's where I'm at. I'm stuck.
I'm from here. I'm from New Orleans. Born and raised in New Orleans. I went through the devastation with Katrina. FEMA have not given me no money.
I would be remiss if I would not say the recovery of what we now know in terms of the United Nations policies is that of the internally displaced persons who were affected by these hurricanes. The displaced that remain displaced is about, I would think about 40% African Americans still remain displaced. Particularly those individuals who lived in public housing in our community are still in other communities across the country. A lot of our citizens who lived in Section 8 housing, subsidized housing, they still find themselves outside of the community.
They say there's monies here to help us, and yet it's a lot of red tape to get it.
They want to get the money to her. Now, her had already been millions, they stole millions of dollars years before Katrina. That's why all these projects is tore down right now, because they realize they don't have to force the people out. They don't have to replace these people in a place to where they can be. Since Katrina hit, it's gave them an opportunity to do what they want to do. They are losing money without people living in those projects. So it's best for them to tear it down and get more money from the federal government. Most of the jobs that's being taken is about illegal aliens and make, I'm talking about $12, $15 an hour. And they send their money back to their country. But here, I'm trying to beg for $1 or $2 here to try to make it.
¿Por qué unos números para poder trabajar? ¿Por qué unos números? ¿9 números? ¿Eso es una persona? Una persona no son números, una persona es el potencial y las ganas de salir adelante. Por esos números nos estafan, nos quitan los empleos. No es nada agradable.
I know tonight that you will welcome her warmly as our facilitator, because she has truly been a voice and continues to be a voice for children and families in our community.
Equal Voices for America's Families is a campaign that is not only very dear to me, but it buttresses the work that we've been doing in this community as advocates and survivors who have returned to New Orleans post-Hurricane Katrina. What happens to a city when we remove affordable housing.
I see heaven in your face. How does it feel just knowing that wherever you go, the holiest of holies is present in the form of you? You. So your worth is nothing less than divine. I'm saying this for all of those who survive.
We have to define our future together. It's in creating that vision that encompasses all of us working together towards a common good. We can do that. Elevating the voices of communities, working on economic and social justice. Here we sit, the richest country in the world, and we allow conditions in this country that are immoral. When our kids cannot graduate from high school, when they cannot have health care, it is just not acceptable.
Please look at everyone at the table, and they are your family. You are my family, I am your family. Please, let's work together as a family here tonight and fill out these sheets.
I can make a difference. And you know how you do that? One, you are committed. Are you committed? Are you committed to making a difference?
I'm going to ask folks to do is maybe just go around, and as you introduce yourself, your name and the organization you're with, just say one thing that worked for you and one thing that you thought could have been improved.
And I need to hear from the people that I worked with here to make sure that what is important for them to tell me what they need from me. Having over 300 people at a meeting in New Orleans is incredibly significant. We've had elections where we've not been able to get that many people out. I think what I heard, and I gave some folks a ride home last night, they really believed, and it's true, but they really knew that what they said meant something and that it was going to go somewhere. And that's really significant for us, no matter rich or poor, black or white or Hispanic in this community, because our civic participation has decreased dramatically in this community. I mean, it's plummeted because folks have begun feeling that it doesn't matter what you say because nobody's listening.
They came, they spoke. So we got to figure out how do we keep energized, and what are those channels? And part of it is yours, part of it is us.
We can be resources for your efforts to strengthen that network on behalf of families.
I don't want to let these people down.
All of these things about what's happening to families, the disconnects, the lack of support, those things that make family is something that we in America really need to take a look at.
I want to advocate for other families who don't have a voice, who's lost hope, and let them know that with the grace of God there is hope.
I hope and pray no one ever have to experience that what we experienced, and I hope the world has learned lessons from it as well.
I hope for people of all colors to realize that color isn't in existence at some point in time, that we just need to come together as one, because our children are more involved with each other than we probably ever been.
Viene un cambio. Hay que esperarlo, pero no esperar tanto. Hay que hacer algo y tocar esa puerta para que se abra y para que en verdad haya un cambio. Que esto no sea en vano. Va a cambiar.